Second Chronicles chapter 32. After these things and this faithfulness, Sennacherib, king of Assur, came and entered into Yehudah and encamped against the fortified cities and thought to win them for himself. And when Hizkiyahu saw that Sennacherib was come, and that he was purposed to fight against Jerusalem, he took counsel with his princes and with his mighty men to stop the waters of the fountains which were without the city, and they helped him. So there was gathered much people together, and they stopped all the fountains and the brook that flowed through the midst of the city, saying, Why should the kings of Assur come and find much water? And he took courage and built up all the wall that was broken down, and raised it up to the towers, and the other wall without, and strengthened Millor in the city of David, and made weapons and shields in abundance. And he set captains of war over the people, and gathered them together to him in the broad place at the gate of the city. And he worded upon their hearts, saying, Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid nor dismayed for the king of Assur, nor for all the multitude that is with him. For there is a greater with us than with him, and with him is an arm of flesh, but with us is Yahweh our God to help us and to fight our battles. And the people rested themselves upon the words of Yehezkiyahu, king of Yehudah. After this did Sennacherib, king of Assur, send his servants to Jerusalem. Now he was before Lachish, and all his power with him, to Yehezkiyahu, king of Yehudah, and to all Yehudah that were at Jerusalem, saying, Thus saith Sennacherib, king of Assur, Whereon do ye trust that ye abide the siege in Jerusalem? Doth not Yehezkiyahu persuade you to give you over to die by famine and by thirst, saying, Yahweh our God will deliver us out of the hand of the king of Assur? Hath not the same Yehezkiyahu taken away his high places and his altars, and commanded Yehudah and Jerusalem, saying, Ye shall worship before one altar, and upon it shall ye burn incense? Know ye not? So, don't let the world question you about what God's saying, or to accuse you or to trouble you, because they're not going to get it right anyway. Know ye not what I and my fathers have done to all the peoples of the lands? Were the gods of the nations of the lands in any way able to deliver their land out of my hand? Who was there among all the gods of those nations which my fathers devoted, that could deliver his people out of my hand, that your God should be able to deliver you out of my hand? Now therefore let not Yehezkiyahu deceive you, nor persuade you after this manner, neither believe ye him. For no God of any nation or kingdom was able to deliver his people out of my hand, and out of the hand of my fathers. How much less shall your God deliver you out of my hand? What a blasphemer. And his servants spake yet more against Yahweh God, and against his servant Yehezkiyahu. He wrote also letters to rail on Yahweh the God of Israel, and to speak against him, saying, As the gods of the nations of the lands, which have not delivered their people out of my hand, so shall not the God of Yehezkiyahu deliver this people out of my hand. And they cried with a loud voice in the Yehudim's language to the people of Jerusalem that were on the wall, to affright them and to trouble them, that they might take the city. And they spoke of the God of Jerusalem as of the gods of the peoples of the earth, which are the work of men's hands. And Yehezkiyahu the king and Yeshayahu the prophet, the son of Amoth, prayed because of this, and cried to skies. And Yahweh sent a messenger, who cut off all the mighty men of valor, and the leaders and captains in the camp of the king of Assur. So he returned with shame of face to his own land, and when he was come into the house of his God, they that came forth from his own bowels slew him there with the sword. That's what he got for his blasphemies against our God. Thus Yahweh saved Yehizkiyahu and the inhabitants of Jerusalem from the hand of Sennacherib, the king of Assur, and from the hand of all others, and guided them on every side. And many brought gifts to Yahweh to Jerusalem, and precious things to Yehizkiyahu the king of Yehudah, so that he was exalted in the sight of all nations from thenceforth. In those days Yehizkiyahu was sick even to death, and he prayed to Yahweh, and he spake to him, and gave him a sign. He prayed to Yahweh, and he spake to him, and gave him a sign. Yahweh gave him a sign. But Yehizkiyahu rendered not again according to the benefit done to him. Oh dear. For his heart was lifted up. Therefore there was wrath upon him, and upon Yehudah and Jerusalem. Notwithstanding, Yehizkiyahu humbled himself for the pride of his heart, both he and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, so that the wrath of Yahweh came not upon them in the days of Yehizkiyahu. And Yehizkiyahu had exceeding much riches and honor, and he provided him treasuries for silver and for gold, and for precious stones, and for spices, and for shields, and for all manner of goodly vessels, storehouses also for the increase of grain and new wine and oil, and stalls for all manner of beasts, and flocks in folds. Moreover, he provided him cities and possessions of flocks and herds in abundance, for God had given him very much substance. This same Yehizkiyahu also stopped the upper spring of the waters of Gihon, and brought them straight down on the west side of the city of David. And Yehizkiyahu prospered in all his works. Howbeit in the business of the ambassadors of the prince of Babel, who sent to him to inquire of the wonder that was done in the land, God left him to try him, that he might know all that was in his heart. Now the rest of the acts of Yehizkiyahu and his good deeds, behold, they are written in the vision of Yeshayahu the prophet, the son of Amoth, in the book of the kings of Yehudah and Yisrael. And Yehizkiyahu slept with his fathers, and they buried him in the ascent of the sepulchres of the sons of David. And all Yehudah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem did him honor at his death, and Manasseh his son reigned in his stead.